Going to the store the other day. I'm going to the store to get some ice melt. They don't have ice melt there at the store. There were supposed to be bags of it for $7 at a local discount supermarket, grocery store, big tech, whatever you want to call it. Big grocery store. So, popular name, we'll call it Mart Walk. So I go into Mart Walk. I ask for the ice melt. I go back there. 3 people try to help me. They cannot find the ice melt. Now, with temperatures going below, I'm thinking I'm going to get myself ready this year because last year my porch was so frozen that my postman couldn't walk on my porch. I really don't want that to happen to him. So this year, I thought, why don't I just get some ice melt and get it out of the way, bite the bullet. They don't have the ice melt out, even though at this time of the year, the temperatures are dropping. Last night, we went down to, I want to say 15 degrees. I was going to say 12, but I think it was 15 degrees, which is pretty cold for this area. Now, if there was snow, we would have snow on there, and this would be perfect for that. And that's one of the reasons why I went out there to Mart Walk. I'm at the store, and I noticed that all the Christmas stuff, this was no ice melt, nowhere to be found. 3 guys could not get me any ice melt, which was advertised on the online store for $7 a bag, which is a good deal. My dad, one of the reasons I do probably buy this, because my dad was always ready for the winter time. He had gloves, he had hats, he had lights, he had all the things that a person needs when wintertime coming. Now, as an older adult, I've kind of now, from why he was always ready for wintertime, why everybody else is, oh, I'm not ready, and that kind of thing. Right now, I'm watching my neighbors who never take care of the yard put up Christmas decorations, but they never take care of their yard. That's just America in a nutshell.
No, this is me in a nutshell. Help! I'm in a nutshell!
And it goes back to a recent video I saw where a young lady was talking about that the reason why Donald Trump was elected is because we haven't grown up as a nation.
Just know they now have permission.
And I agree that we haven't grown up and I understand that but Kamala Harris or Chameleon Harris is not an example of a grown-up candidate. And I'm not saying that Donald Trump is either. America in a nutshell, and of us not growing up as a nation, go to the store and look at what things are needs and what things are wants. Always, with basic economics, it's about clothes, food, and shelter. And those who sacrifice themselves of having less clothes or less food and less shelter become entrepreneurs. Going to the store and noticing that everything is for wants and not needs, and how we push the wants over the needs. I could say in my heart of hearts, this would be a need, because when it gets iced, you're going to have to go walk to that truck. You're going to have to get in that truck. You're going to and try to get there without falling on your back and then calling in sick for work. But people don't see that. They'd rather have the stupid decorations out there. I went to the construction store across the street afterwards and ended up getting the Pressed-On Heat, which was twice as much than was advertised for the ice. And even in this construction store, or what do you want to say, I guess they call DIY stores now, focused on Christmas decorations. And before that was Halloween decorations, things that, when the fit hits the shan, you can't eat a stuffed reindeer. You can't, this is where we're at. I mean, we haven't grown up. We got people that know the difference between Green Lantern and Green Arrow, but don't know the difference between a separatist or a Puritan. We got people who don't study their history. They don't know the difference between a Navajo and a Comanche. They don't understand the difference between a Cherokee and a Mohawk and different tribes of Indians. But by God, they know every superhero there is to name. They can name every Star Wars character. They can tell me how much a Han Solo 1977 figure is worth, but can't tell me about the Tudors and King Henry VIII or the Protestant Reformation or anything of that, or even any of the thesis of Martin Luther. any of these things which are important that led to this society. They don't know about the Magna Carta. They don't know the reason why we vote. They don't understand or any knowledge of any of these things. Part of me is wanting to come back to YouTube and do political videos and do the news, and like I said, part of me doesn't. I've got 5 or 6 YouTube channels that I run, and it would be tough coming back here and getting this straight, but with the knowledge of knowing that this country needs to grow up and we need to get into the habit of putting away the childish things. Even Bill Maher owned it on his television show when he was talking about how that
bragging that you're all about the Marvel Universe is like boasting that your mother still pins your mittens to your sleeves.
I mean, do you look at Thomas Sowell's economics and understand why the economy is the way it is? Do you understand those things? No, you find a meme on Facebook and you adhere it as your new religion. That's the maturity of Americans today. And I thought I'd brought this up because it's something that my dad did teach me when I was younger about the importance of family and of being a provider, which he was. He provided for his family. He understood his job. He could have been a CPA, but instead got in construction to raise 3 boys. And that was a decision of men who grew up in those days. We don't have those men anymore. They want to be there, but they're not there anymore. It really is. Sad to say. Men can't even work on their own cars today. Men can't even, don't even work on their own houses. I've been in people's houses today, and people's houses, I'm going to tell you, the wives don't work, their husbands do, and you come home to this. I mean, houses are not clean up. They got pet, desecration on the floor, all these things, which is another thing that comes to mind too, is when did we put animals above people? I remember when during the COVID time, when everybody was scared of COVID, they want us to wear our mask, and I'm sitting there and they bring a dog into the vending area without a mask. Luckily, I looked at one of the vendors didn't have a mask either. I said, well, screw this. I take my mask off too. I am not going to be treated less than a dog. You know, if someone had came up to me at that moment, and said, put your mask on, I don't know what I would have. I'd pointed to that dog and said, that dog's not wearing a mask. This is where we're at, folks. Yeah, we need to grow up.